podcast is an alternative video game program. Viewers should prepare themselves for games-related jokes, nonsense and general hijinks.
In the alternative world of video games today, Caroline lady slaps the Japanese, Unreal Tournament slugs it out against Counter-Strike, the making of the original Doom, and the first Group B match of our football tournament.
No, mate. No, I need more, a bigger woofer. Yeah, have you got a bigger woofer? Cheers. Hello there. Not even my day job as a fledgling rock and roll icon can prevent me getting your wonderful letters. Here's one I got the other day from Matthew Gold from Penzance. He says, "Dear When Games Attack, what in your opinion is the best game ever?" Well, Matthew, I'd have to say life itself. The levels are well thought out, there's a genuine sense of achievement at the end of each one of them, and unlike Tomb Raider, the ladies are real, although their breasts are smaller. Not all gaming moments have to be fun, enthralling or special. No, some of them can be so frustrating they want to make you chisel out your own teeth with despair. To help you, yes you, avoid that trap, today we present the top 5 most frustrating gaming moments. Thank you very much.
At number 5 is Turok Dinosaur Hunter, a decent N64 first-person shooter, but with jumping controls worse than R2-D2's. Time and time again, what should have been a simple hop, skip and jump ended in oblivion. Imagine gamers' horror when they found they had to jump across a vast array of tiny pillars with the grace of a mountain goat. Getting across took so long, many gamers froze in their own tears. At number 4, it's chatting in Lifeline. Proper voice recognition finally arrived in games and made us want to scream. Supposedly, you just had to gently articulate into the microphone what you wanted Rio to do, and she'd do it. But in the real world, the voice recognition was so bad, Lifeline was self-torture of the larynx. Shoot the alien!
Turn right!
No! Don't run away, get in there! Alright, make me a cup of tea.
Okay, I'll leave.
No! Shoot the alien! But there was something she got right away.
The bed, okay?
Result! We'll be back later on to tell you what's number 3 and 2 in our top 5 most frustrating gaming moments.
One, two. Sartre, Rousseau, Nietzsche, fish, sailing boats. You know, they say if you want to make it in the music biz, you've got to be prepared to sell your mother for rock and roll. Well, I did that once. I got Rick Astley's greatest hits. Some more secrets revealed now in today's Behind the Game.
In 1993, a groundbreaking video game was released that single-handedly redefined a genre and spelt doom for its gun-wielding competitors.
You are a space marine in the far future, and you are dispatching the demons of hell back to where they came.
Whilst most other games on the market were 2D, Doom allowed the gamer to look through the eyes of their superhuman fighter in a 3D world, creating a feeling of total immersion.
What really became possible with Doom was as we got to the faster computers and the better graphics, we were able to bring up the level of realism. The addition of some lighting and shading on the graphics and the fully textured world instead of the limited texturing seemed to be an important threshold to the point where normal people could just look at the game and say, wow, this is really pretty cool.
Cool enough that you could bet your mother anybody who could even spell PC had a copy. Doom was so popular at release, it became the most installed software program ever.
But the thing that triggered the phenomenon of Doom was the distribution of the game through shareware, which is relatively new at that point. The fact that the game's quality was better than just about anything you'd pick up on the shelf and it was free, that was a giant part of it. There's just a lot of things happening at the right time that just exploded. Not just talking about the technologies in the game, but actually the game itself, the future versus hell type motif that we had, how dark the game was, the music in the game, the diminished lighting, I think, really lended a lot to the game's success.
As we were making the game, we were thinking this is the movies Aliens and Evil Dead put together. I mean, that's where, you know, we've got our chainsaws and we've got the whole kind of Space Marines aspect from it, and it obviously owes a whole lot to that. It's almost comical to look back now at what we were able to do with the limited technology there, talking about, you know, feel of movies and things compared to what we're able to do today.
There were so many things that we did right on that game that it just, you know, became this classic.
We scoured the Premiership and the Championship in search of the best Pro Evolution players to stage the world's first virtual football competition. 8 pros have to compete through group rounds and knockout stages until one of them has earned the right to be crowned the When Games Attack Football Champion.
Group B stars Anthony Gardner from Spurs, Martin Rowlands from QPR, Matt Taylor from Pompey, and West Ham's Stephen Bywater. It's the start of the group, so points are absent.
Okay, on to Group B in the When Games Attack Football Challenge. We have got Pompey's uber promising left-sided defender Matt Taylor against West Ham's keeper Stephen Bywater. Water. I think water makes it sound a bit more kind of continental. So first of all, Matt, let's start with you. Football was a funny old game.
Yep.
So they say, and I see you've illustrated that with your footwear there, which is nice. Oh, you're one of these kind of cute little pretty boy footballers, aren't you?
Yeah, you can't abuse
I
it.
tell you what, the birds of the sky
nice
must
to me,
pick up. Every single girl watching this show fancies you now, already.
I don't think so.
And no, it's true. And the sad thing is their mums want me. Never mind. Okay, you're playing as Argentina. Yeah. So are we going to see a nice kind of nippy, fast, continental, intricate passing game?
Probably not. You might see me running with the ball and probably fouling a lot.
That's always true.
It won't be a classic, I can assure you.
Yeah, so okay, lots of cheating and diving from Matt then. And Stephen, you're playing as Brazil.
Right,
and their little South American cousins. First goalkeeper we've had actually in the tournament so far.
Quite probably the last after my performance.
Nothing really footwear bad I can comment in. You've actually, you've turned it all right.
Turned out better than that lad there. Yeah.
Oh, a little bit of clothing needle on here for the first time. That's excellent. Okay, Argentina against Brazil. It's going to be a South American clash of cheating and flair. Join us after the break.
Before we go, let's catch up with numbers 3 and 2 in our top 5 most frustrating game moments. At 3, the Final Fantasy VII battle sounds. What's worse, the sound of entering a battle or the sound of winning a battle? Entering? Winning? If you think I'm being too harsh, then imagine hearing those sounds for 80 hours straight. Of course you can't, but we can try and help you understand. One can only conclude that Final Fantasy VII fans have either the patience of Job or the memory of a goldfish. At number 2, crap Jurassic Park shooter Trespasser. This game was meant to have an interesting feature, being able to control your character's arm and hands. Trouble was, it sucked. Apart from looking like an elephant's trunk with fingers, your arm and hands had a tendency to ignore what you told them to do. You felt as graceful and useful as a drunk searching for the front door keys, and it's no wonder most gamers just lay down and let their raptors munch them and their rubbish arms for lunch. Join us in part 2 for the most frustrating gaming moment ever. Coming Coming up in the alternative video game show, Caroline fights for credibility, Unreal Tournament fights Counter-Strike, and the most frustrating gaming moment ever. But first, it's time to join Stevie Morgan in the commentary box for the Football Challenge.
Thanks, Dominic. It's Matt Taylor's Argentina versus Stephen Bywater's Brazil. And the two players there were giving each other a bit of needle before the break about footwear. I myself prefer to commentate barefoot. Actually, I'm completely naked as we speak, but it's Ronaldo who squares the ball for Ronaldinho. Oh, and he can't score. Stephen Bywater distraught at that awful effort. But now it is Argentina on the attack, pushing through, but shooting straight at the keeper. You got to do better than that. A lot better. Again, Argentina in possession, working their way through that defence, and it's Crespo! Oh, it's 1-0! Hernan Crespo! And just look at Matt Taylor there, he's overcome! And again, Argentina!
Immense power.
Immense power indeed! But Brazil are still under attack! And Bywater cannot score! And at half-time, it's 1-0 to Argentina. And the way things are going, Stephen Bywater could be on the receiving end of a roasting, which I'm sure he wouldn't enjoy. Maybe he would. Seems like a nice boy. Anyway, let's get back to the football, because Brazil are now working their way down that right flank, but the cross goes nowhere. And again, he floats one in, but still Bywater cannot score, but he's got an open goal! Surely! Oh my word! What is this guy doing? You can tell he's a goalie.
Seriously.
He's always an amateur.
Matt Taylor rubbing it in there because he knows with that sound, it's full time, and his Argentina have beaten Brazil 1-0. And Bywater unable to sink the Argies.
Well, Matt Taylor, good to get a win in your first game, but you made hard work of that.
I did, yeah. I told you I'm not very good, didn't I?
Oh, I did.
It was nice to get a win. And
You were knocking it around nicely, though. Your keeper was a bit mental.
yeah, no, I think he's been watching you, Steve, or what? I don't know. But no, no, it was good to get a win.
Now, Stephen Bywater, now you started off.
I was on fire.
Looking like a seasoned Pro Evolution veteran there. Lovely move. The two Ronnies up front. Ronaldo crossed it for Goofy, and then.
I think I was just button bashing, to be honest with you, at the start. I was button bashing to find out the keys.
Button.
Button bashing, you know, just.
Button. Sorry, that was a one sort of word beginning with B. This is the first game in the group. You've got two more. Are you confident you can go on and do better things with the remaining games?
Play like that, I've got in with a chance, I reckon. In with a chance.
Okay, just in case you're completely idiotic, the table currently stands with Matt Taylor after one game. He's in the lead with 3 points. Stephen Bywater on the bottom with 0. Okay, we're going to have the second game in Group B next time you join us.
One says black, the other says white. One says left, the other says right. They say never can agree. The Xbox plays 50 people DC. I should cook their fuse to bed as Queenie and Puppy and
Greetings, loyal subjects, and welcome to Head to Head. Today, I'm sorry, what do you want? Oh, you've written me a poem? Oh, that's really sweet. Oh, let's see. Dominic Diamond, Pudding and Pie kissed the girls and made them cry. When the boys came out to play, he kissed them too because he was I'm not going to read the rest of that. And anyway, so what if I am? That's got you thinking, hasn't it? Go get your boxes. This week, Cuddly's championing Unreal Tournament 2004, while up against their Queenie has plumped for Counter-Strike. Round 1. Lifespan.
Counter-Strike's long lifespan is down to its brilliant maps. The levels are varied enough to keep play exciting, offering hiding places and open areas to satisfy both campers and experts. Unreal Tournament racks up the play hours thanks to its various game options, as well as Assault and Capture the Flag, modes like Onslaught, in which each team battles to capture the other's strategic nodes, keep fans entertained. But which game has the longer lifespan? 65% of the 100 gamers we surveyed said Unreal Tournament had the more lasting appeal. Round 1 goes to Unreal Tournament. 2 rounds to go.
Okay, 1 round down. Cuddly's in the lead. On to round 2. Graphics.
Counter-Strike fans believe their choice of FPS is a graphics winner. The textures are pin-sharp, the character motion clean and realistic, while the real-world environments are convincingly portrayed. Unreal Tournament doesn't disappoint in the looks department either. Fantastic lighting effects adorn every weapon blast. Player movement is always smooth, and due to their sheer size, the environments deliver an amazing sense of scale. But which game is the better eye candy? %70% of the gamers we surveyed said Unreal Tournament's graphics were superior. Round 2 goes to Unreal Tournament. 1 more round to go.
I know, Queenie. I think Counter-Strike is a fantastic game, but the votes have gone right against you, and it's an unassailable 2-0 lead to Unreal Tournament 2004 and Cuddly. Is it going to be a clean sweep? Let's find out. Round 3. Gameplay.
What puts Counter-Strike at the top of the FPS pile is its varied playstyle. Excellent weapons such as the Clarion 5.56 bring all-out action, whilst the counter-terrorist Riot Shield gives an interesting tactical angle to the proceedings. Apart from the outlandish weaponry, one feature of Unreal Tournament 2004 has guaranteed its popularity with fans: the vehicles. Forcing a tank through a city barrier and flying starfighters through exhaust vents gives a welcome boost of adrenaline to the old-school FPS format. But which game do you think provides the more satisfying experience? %56% of those surveyed said Unreal Tournament 2004 had the better gameplay. The final round goes to Unreal Tournament. Unreal Tournament is our overall winner, 3 rounds to 0.
Wowzar! Counter-Strike roundly demolished by Unreal Tournament 2004. That means that Cuddly is a triumphant winner this week, and because it's a clean sweep, that means it's an extra especially horrible forfeit for Queenie. Cuddly, hit it! Now, you may think listening to a Walkman is not a terribly bad forfeit, but wait till you see what we've got in the machine. Join us next time for another head-to-head.
It's now time to reveal the #1 most frustrating gaming moment. But first, a recap of the other sordid bunch. At number 5, it's Jumping Nightmares in Turok Dinosaur Hunter. At 4, Talking Pish in Lifeline. At number 3, the unending torture of the repetitive Final Fantasy sounds. At number 2, manky-looking weird arms in Trespasser. But the #1 most frustrating gaming moment is the doors of Resident Evil. There are a few seconds for every gamer when they want to end it all. That'll be the few seconds between changing rooms in Resident Evil. The painfully slow animation happens so often that our producer actually revealed he used to close his eyes and block his ears, convinced such endless repetition would etch itself into his brain and cause permanent damage. In my darkest nightmares, I come to a door, which looks familiar. I open it to reveal another door. I panic. I open it, and there's another. And another door. Another door. Another door. Door after door after door after...
Some deodorant as well upstairs, mate, when you get a chance. Thanks. A simple misunderstanding involving a goat, a can of WD-40 and a photograph of the Emperor Hirohito means Japan's borders are now close to me. Thankfully, they're still open to the lovely Caroline flag.
Back in the good old days when you wanted to fight someone Japanese style, you used to do it with a back chop like this. But nowadays it's more likely to be somewhere like this, an arcade, because in Japan the beat 'em up games are still very much alive. Without doubt, the daddy of 3D fighting games is Virtua Fighter. When it arrived in 1993, its range of camera angles and moves made it an instant classic. 13 years later, and the series is still going strong. Nicknamed the thinking man's beat 'em up, it's a game of legendary depth. Now, I fancy a bit of all this myself. Trouble is, though, I'm lacking in a wide chrome zone, and it means I didn't spend my entire youth locked up in my bedroom playing beat-em-ups. Game after game, hour after hour, year after year, like a boy. So, I'm going to go and get some tips from someone who did. Chibita was my Virtua Fighter trainer, a player of 10 years and the winner of the last 2 Tokyo Championships. Well, it's bloody noisy in here, but to start off with, me and Chibita, we're going to have a bit of a trial match. I've had no training, we're going to see how long I can last. We're going to time it. Deciding that bigger was better, I went for the character of Jeffrey. I survived 27 seconds, 92, but I think I can do better than that. 27 seconds might be quick, but he's had a fair amount of practice.
I've been playing for 10 years. I have all the books and I do all my homework. I practice and I practice. I kick ass.